Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. This time we'll be taking a look at two Kitbashes, Madcap and the Prowler from the film Into the Spider-Verse that won an Oscar for Best Animated Film in 2018. These two figures are comprised from pieces of the 7 behind them. That is what a Kitbash is. One new figure made from the pieces of several other figures. This will be a really fun review / tutorial for how to make them. Let's get to it. So now we're going to take away our main 2 stars, put them to the side over there. So we have 7 different figures that we're going to take apart with the magic of hair dryers. Thank you, Vidal Sassoon. Not a product placement, but thank you anyways. Domino, we're not going to need her, we're just going to need her guns. Deadpool, we just need this. This is the Madcap head. The Aim Shock Trooper we need most of. Prowler, this will be fun. We just need to take off the head, the cape, the hands, the little gauntlets on the bottom of the wrists. This one's a little hard to take off. We also need to take these off, but we'll need hair dryer for that. A lot of purple parts down here. For Black Panther, we don't need the extra hands, we don't need the spear. Take the head off. And we just need the cape. Now for these guys, we need to dismantle these 3, as well as take off Prowler's feet. So when heating up an action figure, you want to make sure to use a lot of heat. You want to really get around the ankle and around the cuff of the gauntlet. You also want to get the foot all hot so you can easily make it malleable, because the more heat you add, the faster it goes. And you can easily just take the foot off as shown right here. And that's pretty simple. Take the gauntlet off and then start with the other foot, heating it up as you go. And you're just going to keep on getting it hot. And the longer your hairdryer stays on, the hotter it gets. So this is actually much easier the second time around. Now we have 2 Paladins right here, and we are going to now take one and heat that up at the feet and take the feet off because we need to get that gauntlet on the boot so then we can put the foot back on. Because we don't really need the other part of the Prowler, because Prowler's done now. We don't need his body anymore. We just need to take off these feet right here, and then we have the gauntlets we got to put on the body. We have the ones for the arms, ones for the legs. So now we just put those on and heat those up. We need to get way hotter, moving everything around, moving everything away, so you have room to work, so you don't blow anything away, because that's a real problem if you lose parts and they're all over your desk and then you need to find them. So pushing these gauntlets up is imperative because it'll look better that way. But this foot right here has a issue where you have to get it over the knife sheath, and it works really simply once you get it super hot. And these feet actually look pretty good, the legs. And all we gotta do is put the boots back on and it should be fine. Just gotta heat up the boots a little more to get them more malleable, and just press them on. Make sure you have the correct boot on the correct leg, and the lower half is done. Take off the hands, and then you want to put the gauntlets on. You want to keep those hands though for later, because you'll need them along with the other feet from Prowler. You need them for Madcap. So you want to get the gauntlet on, use a little firm pressure, and you want to press both of them on. And then the hands, the claws, from Prowler, making sure the hands are on the right arms, and then you want to get the head off, put the cape on, and then you want to get the head on, and we have a beautiful Prowler. This guy was great in Spider-Verse. I really love the portrayal of the character. I never really knew much about Prowler before, and now I do, thanks to the movie. I'm not really a comic book follower, but I do like the films, and he was great in that. It's a shame we never got a good action figure, but now we have one. It just looks beautiful. I'm really proud of this. But the really cool thing is that you don't just get one figure out of this, you get 2. So we're going to show you Madcap in just a second. So we have our pieces that we have left over. We have Paladin, we have the Aim Soldier, and hello Vidal Sassoon again. And we also have an Allen wrench that will be new to the party. We're going to use this to port through the legs and arms of the figures to get the pegs out, and to switch these up, because we're going to alternate all the pieces together. Let's get to it. So we're going to heat the figure for around 30 seconds or so, taking care to flip it and heat the other side as well. And then we're going to get our Allen wrench and pour it through the pin, giving a little bit of pressure from the outside towards the inside of the leg. I'm going to move that out, and then we're going to get the other one and then put pressure through that so we can get the entire leg. And that's great when it goes to the entire leg. Then we're going to heat up again and put more pressure and pull on the leg so we can get the thigh off. And then we're going to get more pieces off. That's the boot. We don't need the boot. We're then going to heat up the other leg and do the exact same thing. Taking off the leg first. After that, you want to heat up the whole leg, make sure it's nice and hot, and then take off the boot. And you want to then get the Allen wrench through the pegs and then work on the arms. Take the arms off using a gripping motion with your thumb, like a claw, on both sides, and then now you don't need this piece at all. Heat the arm up a lot because purple's a very durable plastic, and then put the pins through the holes like before, on both sides, on both arms. And just make sure to use a lot of force with that because purple is a very durable plastic. Just put the pins through, heat, and repeat. Next, you want to heat up the aim soldier body, and this should be way more simple because black is a plastic that is more attractive to heat and can easily be taken apart without much force, as you can see me doing here. And I was actually really surprised with how easy it was. Porting through the pins should be pretty simple on each leg. And you also want to just take care to not go too tough on these to prevent scratching. Taking apart the shoes, you don't need those, but you do need the calves. Take apart each leg like so, and it should be pretty simple compared to the Paladin. So here are all the pieces needed to create Madcap from the pieces we took off the aim soldier and the Paladin, as well as these weapons from Paladin and Domino. We're going to start by heating up the Prowler foot as much as possible before pegging it into the aim soldier calf, making sure it's nice and tight. We're then going to get the top of the boot heated up so we can put the calf from Paladin in, and then we're going to heat up the aim soldier knee nice and hot with the peg inside so we can easily slip that in with the Allen wrench and then push it in with a little bit of force, and just be careful not to poke yourself on the underside. We're then going to put the Paladin thigh on and then heat that up so then we can peg it through and just be nice and gentle with it so you don't scratch the plastic. Then we're going to heat the top up and then peg it into the body like so. A little bit of snug, nice and neat, wiggle that in and you'll have one leg gone. Then you're going to get the other leg and peg that in and do the same as before, heat, peg, plug. It's that simple. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. You just need to keep heating it up because purple's a durable plastic and needs a little work, but with enough patience, you can get the whole thing in and have both legs set up. You'll probably notice you have a small assortment of pegs lying around of different colors, so you want to put them in a storage container before continuing so they don't blow away. Assemble the arm like so, heating it up as much as possible so you can get the peg in, but be warned that it's a round peg and a flat Allen wrench and it will take quite a while for it to work. Pre-assemble both arms like so and then heat them up as much as possible because purple plastic is actually quite durable. Then with the Allen wrench, peg them both in as before. It's quite simple. Just peg, heat, and then heat the tops so you can put them into the body like so. Using the reverse claw motion as before, doing a lot of wiggling, but with enough force you can get them in. And now you have your body, and it's actually quite easy from here. Just peg in the hands, and then you want to get the cape on, put the cape over, and then peg the cape in the back of the body. You want to also get the head on, put that on quite tight. You want to get the purple guns from Domino and put one in one hand, the other in the other. It shouldn't be that difficult, and it doesn't matter which one goes in which hand. You want to get the knife from the aim soldier and put it in the sheath, and then you want to get the holster on from the aim soldier and put that up there so you can put the gun inside the holster and have him be battle ready. Lastly, you put the cap on. To complement Madcap, we also have the 3 weapons from Paladin. We have a gun, and we also have a second gun, and then we have another knife, which will look really nice on him. And we finally have Madcap. I really like this figure. He has a great color scheme, yellow, purple, and minimal black. The guns he has complement his color scheme really well, but he also has these classic comic book shorts outside of his pants that look great on him. Very classic. Very nice. His feet look great because they're a nice pointy sort of comic book kind of foot. His arms look nice and they have a nice little purple and yellow alternating scheme. His hands are nice purple, and I just like how the colors alternate together and how the guns fit in his hands, how the articulation works, how his cape looks. It's just really nice, and I don't mean to toot my own horn on this. I just find that this figure looks really cool. How he can stand, how he can move, articulate, and just his smile too looks great. I mean, look at that face. It's just only the face a mother would love. It's just wonderful. The cape has a really nice shine to it, front and back underneath, and the peg helps keep the cape in place. The most fun thing about this guy is weapon swappability. He comes with several different weapons, like this gun from the aim soldier. We can take out this gun and put it in here, this hand, and then we can take out this smaller gun and put in the other gun from Paladin. But even crazier, we can also take the guns out and give him knives from the aim soldier and Paladin, and he'll look really insane with those. Just a knife-wielding maniac walking down the street, and it's just nuts. I mean, a guy in that kind of costume, insane. Just completely insane. So here we have Paladin next to Prowler, and you're probably wondering what that little box of parts is next to them. Well, I'm going to show you what's going on with that, because that's going to be a third figure we can make. Surprise! This is the Shadow Paladin figure that I've created myself. I don't really have much backstory for him other than that he's Shadow Paladin. Let's get to this. So you're going to want to pre-assemble the legs like before, heating them up, and then putting the pegs in, and then heating up the tops and putting them into the body, making sure you have the correct leg and the correct socket, and you're fine with that. Also, the arms are going to be pre-made, and that's all set for you, so just put them in there. All the extra pieces, it's quite simple. Just do the same as before, and you won't have any trouble. Get the hands in. You want the purple hands because it looks kind of nicer, I think. And then make sure to put that holster on, too. And then you also have your Shadow Paladin, which is another figure you can have. And then put a different head on it. Maybe, I don't know. Looks good with the weapons. Looks way better like this instead of the yellow head. Don't know why I put that on. But yeah, this guy looks really nice. He's kind of a darker version of Paladin with a little bit of purple mixed in. You could also put in the black hands. I don't think it looks as good, though. It's not as, uniform and not as just good looking. It doesn't look that great. So just take them off, put on the purple hands again with the weapons, and you'll be set. And here we have introducing, finally, Shadow Paladin. I like him. He's cool. So here we have a comparison of Madcap, Shadow Paladin, and Prowler next to the Marvel Legends 90s Deadpool, or Redpool as people call him. And we also have Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen from the Into the Spider-Verse 2-pack. They all scale quite nicely with each other. Madcap is a little bit taller than Deadpool, making him a worthy adversary and a slightly more intimidating foe. And Prowler is taller than Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales, making him a really intimidating foe. And then there's Shadow Paladin, who, back again for the encore, we have Black Panther, Domino, Prowler, Spider-Verse Prowler Kitbash, Deadpool, Paladin, Madcap Kitbash, Paladin, and Aim Shock Trooper. They all look great together, and they all scale really well with each other, as they should. They're all from the same line. But when these figures are all combined to make Prowler and Madcap, it makes something truly special. These figures look phenomenal. Prowler looks appropriately threatening like he did in the film, and Madcap looks appropriately creepy and weird and funny, but also intimidating because of the weapons and amount of them he has. So if you have these figures, an Allen wrench, and a hairdryer, no, it doesn't have to be Vidal Sassoon, you can make Prowler and Madcap and Shadow Paladin. It isn't that difficult. It isn't that simple. But it's a good enough challenge for someone who wants to be truly Creative. This has been another review by Jesse Heck Creative. Please feel free to like, hit the subscribe button, or leave a creative comment down below. I love to hear thoughts from people who watch my videos, and please give constructive feedback so I can make my videos even better. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned!